It's just gone 5 o'clock. And one of the good things about being a sheep mum is you never miss the sunrise. So I'm about to take Rupert and Riley and Tara their hay for the morning. So I'm still in my nightie, and this is how my day starts. In summer, you can start at about 3:30, but we're at the tail end now in February. Hello. Are you ready? Should we give you your food? Hang on, let me get it out the bucket. Okay, we're up to our second bucket of hay now. Rupert is the announcer and he's calling out for that. So I'm about to take it to him. It's really starting to lighten up. It's 5:15 now, and today is watering day, so I've got to set the sprinklers. We're on a manual system where I have to flip each sprinkler out. So that's how my morning is going to be today. Okay, so I have just set my first sprinkler station. I use wobble tees. They're here. I don't know if you can see, it's still pretty dark. Things are just so dry here in WA at the moment. I think I've told you since August we have now had 4 lots of rain. 3 of those were kind of just like spitting on your head, not really anything at all that's going to help with the plants or feed. One was a good decent rain, wet the ground. But yeah, we've in definite drought conditions here. I've been stuck feeding the sheep since early spring because we ran out of green feed really quick. So feed my sheep meadow hay, which you can see me filling up now. Another extreme heat wave has been forecast for today. I think this is our 4th since summer began in December. So extreme heat waves are over 40 degrees Celsius. You can literally fry eggs on the floor and it hurts to breathe when you're outside. It's really oppressive heat. We already have the guinea pigs inside ready for these next 4 days. And I have all the watering stations on this morning, my watering day on Monday. Earlier I get it done, the better. But it doesn't matter how much water you put on things. When you get over 40 degrees, the soil temperature just cooks plants. So not looking forward to it. And yeah, my day today is going to be trying to keep the animals alive and comfortable the best that I can. And yeah, it started early, so I've done the sheep and turned on the sprinklers and the timer's on. So now I'm going to head inside and try and get my floors mopped before the girls get up. So these are my 3 remaining very greedy sheep. As you can see, we are totally stuck feeding at the moment. There is no green on the paddocks at all. Very not green, isn't it, guys? So besides being home to our animals, Homestead is also home to a number of native animals. We have a lot of parrots. One of these is the red-tailed black cockatoo, which is an endangered species. We also get the Carnaby and Baldwin cockatoos, which have got white stripes on their tail. They're doing it hard this year too. The really dry drought conditions means that there's not much food for them. There's not much grains and things on the ground, so you can see they have been eating the nuts in our liquid amber trees and making a really big mess. They pull off sticks and throw them down. We grow trees for them. I have red gums, so berry trees, which they love the nuts, funky nuts from. We also have a macadamia tree that we've planted and a yellow needle pine. These things will all provide food for these birds, as their habitat is continually being destroyed by mining and exploration for mining. They're eating the nuts and the seeds from the liquid amber nuts, and at the moment that's the food source for them, which is good. And Noisy Rupert you like the liquid amber leaves too, don't you? Anything green, hey? Anything green at the moment. Okay. One more sprinkler to flip. On. Jamie cut the bottom off an old tent and made a little shelter in the corner of this paddock. It doesn't have as much shade as the rest, and the temperatures are just so high. Like getting watered twice a day. The trees are showing a real sign of heat stress. In fact, wherever you go at the moment, there's signs of severe heat stress and damage on all the plants. My poor Choco. The tomato plants do not like this kind of heat. They look really bad. They're just hanging in there. And the guinea pigs, which are usually in charge of weed control here, are inside, because any temperature over 38 degrees will kill them. They just can't do that really high heat. So this is how I keep a track on what I've done and what I still have to do. I have all my watering stations written up on the fridge, and my 2 days watering that I get. So I need to mark them off. So I'm in the liquid amber paddock at the moment. I've got 1 station to go in there. Won't be doing the farm gate today. The sheep are in that one. And in the, oops, I haven't taken them off. I'm in the veggie patch right now. And the third one is in the quarantine paddock. So if I'm watering with my husband, this helps us to know what's been done and what hasn't been done. We also have like little timetables. Just because I'm at home with my homesteading, I still have to work as if it is my job. So marking things off, ticking things off, and usually trying to play catch up. He's a shift worker, so he has magnets and he has to modify his table. But this helps both of us coordinate with one another and get the maximum amount of work done around the homestead. Multitasking today. I usually try and make and preserve and grow or do something towards those things, one thing every day. So today's make is going to be marmalade. So I cut and soaked my fruit overnight, and it's just boiling away on my stovetop while I make the school lunches. One of the great things about making marmalade is the amazing smell in the kitchen and the house. My husband is really fond of citrus, so he's going to come home probably in the middle of this video and say, something smells good. But I need to crack on with this lunchbox to get my girl out the door. So what's going in the lunchbox today? Well, I have some dried sultana grapes. So these are my neighbour Sandy's grapes. And I've dehydrated those for 3 days after pricking the grapes with a skewer. Cut little baking paper rounds to go in my dehydrator to stop them falling through the holes. And I literally just use my dehydrator in the daytime when my solar is making the power, and turn it off at night and then back on again the next day. So 3 daytimes has been what it's taken to do that. It's got a bottle of water, because apparently the school water, which is filtrated board, doesn't taste very good. Some frozen blueberries, which will thaw out nicely by lunchtime. They aren't mine, they're from the supermarket. We had quite a short season this year where it just went hot so quick. Don't forget the spoon. A little spoon for the berries. Homemade sourdough cross bun and a sourdough honey sandwich. A carrot from the local farmers market, and some red seedless grapes also from the farmers market, and I think that will do the lunchbox today. So it's 7 o'clock and we're already up to 28 degrees Celsius, so I'm about to shut the front door and put the aircon on. So we bring the guinea pigs inside whenever the temperature is going to go over 38 or higher, because they just don't do that kind of heat well, and we've lost guinea pigs. They just can't handle that high heat, so they come inside and join us for a few days. So these guys won't be going out until the middle of next week when it cools off again. They'll be in here in the air conditioning, which they probably really like. So maybe you're wondering why I water these what look like to be bare paddocks. If you're new to regenerative farming, then that might be a question that comes up for you. And the reason is that although the soil, as you can see, I've got no green shoots or anything in this paddock that I'm in at the moment, the microbial layer and the microbiology of the soil are still very much alive. In WA, we have what's called hydrophobic soils. So that means that if you stop watering them, they become water resistant, and the water will just gather on top of the soil, and the soil won't take it in. So it's very important that even though nothing is seemingly growing in my soil, I continue to water on my watering days, and stop that from happening to the soil. We've had 3 buckets of hay, and as you can see, Tara is satiated. She's lying here in the shade of the house. Aren't you good girl? Rupert, who is the announcer, you would have heard him carrying on this morning. He is the one who tells me when I need to come out with the hay bucket, and when the water buckets need filling up. The water bucket's only allowed to get down to about halfway, isn't it, Rupert? And then that's it, you'll tell me. And then Riley. He's the strong, silent type, aren't you, Riley? Your mum's boy? You are. And you, Rupert, we should have called you Foghorn. Yes. You're my alarm clock, aren't you? Now that fluffy rooster has gone, you are my alarm clock. I get up by Rupert. I do. Is that good, Riley? Yeah? Bit of old liquid amber tree there that those clockies cut down. Bit of roughage. Hey, Root. You boy. Good girl, Tara. That's it. You get some snoozies now because it's going to get hot. So eat up, guys, so that you can find a nice patch of shade and chill out for the day, because it is going to be so hot. And I'll keep checking on you, alright? I'll keep checking on you. Don't eat my fingers, naughty boy. While I'm heading this way to change the sprinkler, I've just closed my compost heap. This is my ornamental compost heap. So the compost from here is in an ornamental section of the garden. This compost has like coloured paper. When our dog was alive, we had dog poo, any fruit or veg that may have been sprayed, citrus, onion, all that sort of thing goes in here, and the levels just drop by itself. As long as I keep it wet and turn it with the compost corkscrew, it just keeps dropping. I'll say probably this gum tree here, this beautiful WA peppermint, probably just has tapped into that and just uses the goodness from there. This is why I go to all this effort. You can see in this paddock little tiny green shoots. This paddock was like all moss once, so I'm hoping that this runner grass takes off to provide some feed for my animals. One of the things that has really worked well this summer has been the whitewashing. Both Jamie and I reckon that the temperature in the house is definitely cooler, and we know that the bricks retain less heat. The whitewash is quite reflective, which is why they use it in Greece and Spain and countries like that. So it's worked really well for us. So it's not even 7:30 and already one of the water buckets is down halfway. So it shows you how busy I'm going to be once the heat kicks in and the animals start getting thirsty. So Jamie and I mounted the wobble tees on poles, because the higher you mount them, the further the water spreads. And so this one sprinkler can do this entire paddock, and you can see it even comes out to the pavers. So they work on only 5 psi, so you don't need a huge amount of pressure to run them, which is good. and they're very rain-like in the way that they fall, which is also great. Is it time to come out, girls and boy? Gonna go for breakfast? Off you go. Hang on, let me open the door. There you go. You can't get to her, Brandon. She's with her babies. Oh dear. But everyone else will get the treatment. Breakfast time for the girls. Here are the two girls who don't want the treatment. And Osti, lucky last. Hi. So it's not even 8:30 and we are already at 29 degrees. I'm about to flip my sprinklers again. It's going to get hot. The sheep are finally satiated and just chewing their cud. Found a nice shady spot for the day. I'll shift around and follow the shade. That spot's pretty good. Though. And the black cockatoos have also found their spot for the day. As I told you, they're using these trees as a food source at the moment. They're eating all the nuts. See? Yes, I'm talking about you. Beautifuls. So beautiful. Just stay there and I'll go a bit closer and show everyone you because you're so gorgeous. Even if you are messy. That's alright. It's okay. Yep. Messy but beautiful. Messy but beautiful. Look at you having a little nut feast up there. You're so cute. See your beautiful tail. That was a nice display. So they're gorgeous. They're loving the shade up there. And they're making a mess down here for us to clean up. But we don't mind. It's hot, isn't it? You need somewhere to be. So it's 10 o'clock and I've finished making my marmalade and my timer's gone off, so it's time to flip the sprinklers again. And it is 34 degrees outside. So I'm about to put my hat on and brave the heat. Hi, it's almost 11 o'clock and we are almost at 37 degrees now. So I'm just going to go and shift those sprinklers again and check on the animals. You two have the right idea. It's nearly 37 degrees, so lie down, have a rest, dry. I'll top this bucket up as soon as I get this hose pipe back. I'm doing my last flip of both hoses now. It's sitting at 37 degrees at the moment. By midday it will be 39. So this is my last station on the orange hose. My little sheep. I'll top the water up in a minute. This is the mulberry paddock. We've got a lot of temporary fencing up in this paddock where dorper sheep started to destroy our trees. They almost killed the olive, so we've fenced, that's got proper fencing around it. We've got to do the same for the other fruit trees now. We've discovered that dorpers will eat pretty much almost anything before they eat the grass. They're funny like that. They keep the mulberry tree nicely trimmed though. So it's a beautiful black English mulberry, it's lovely. So last station set there. This is our burn pile, so things that will spread by little segments that we don't want to spread. We put under here to keep it really dry so that when the rains come and burning is permitted again, fire bans go out, we can just flip off that tarp and burn it. It also stops us having to plough a fire break around the burn pile, which would constantly damage the soil. Yes, the tarp does damage the microbiome anyway, but I don't think as much as continually ripping would do. So and then in winter that tarp gets flipped the other way and covers our wood pile. Little bees buzzing out, filled their little pond this morning with fresh water. And this one is going into the banana area. The bananas really have struggled with these really hot days and the heat that bounces off. And the heat that bounces off the colourblind shed just fries the leaves. In winter, ironically, it's that same heat that comes from that shed that keeps those banana palms alive and happy, because bananas don't like cold weather. So they can get quite cold, but the residual heat from the shed is what keeps them alive. The big one's just put out its first pup, which my chickens have proceeded to eat. So hopefully today I've put like a little ornament around it so they can't get there and scratch. It'll be okay. So Izzy made a pea and ham soup for dinner last night with the ham bone from Christmas, which has been in the freezer. So just put that on the stove to heat for lunch today. Elodie doesn't like pea and ham soup, so she's got some chicken soup that I made a couple of days ago. So it's 1:23 and it's now 39 degrees. I've got the last 4 stations on the watering and then I am finished. I'm in the bush area at the moment. This is an area that Jamie and I planted when we first got the block in 1998, and the subdivider had also put in some tube stock, and it is amazing. But when you get into this area, it feels a good few degrees cooler than out in the open here. So I'll just flip you around and show you. So it's really nice and shady under here, and it just feels so much cooler. It's a lovely paddock for the animals to hang out in, and the chickens, they love this area. This is one of their favourite places to hang out. They'll probably come now that the sprinkler has gone off. Whoops. Let's it on this one first. further in. So yeah, 26 years ago this was just clear land, and look at it now. It's a lovely little shady tree area. So in between flipping out stations, I have been organising lids. I've got some boxes of different size lids, and I've been putting them into like sizes for my bottling and preserving, sorting blood lids from bottle tops and measuring everything to make it a little bit easier. So I also do laundry, folding and things like that in between my sprinkler changes. 2 stations to go and we've hit 40 degrees. It's hot out here, really, really hot. Everybody's feeling it, aren't you, Bandit? Hey girls, is it hot? It's hot, isn't it? So hot. So hot. There'll be hard-boiled eggs today. Yes. Well, no, I don't have anything for you. I'm flipping a sprinkler. I'll see you in a minute. Yeah, and they reckon chickens are silly. Not given me standing in the plant saucer of water. You're not silly at all, are you? You're the coolest chicken out here. Hi all, it's 3:28. I'm about to turn the sprinklers off. I have finished watering for the day. Yay! I will have to come out again when it cools off this evening. It's still 40 degrees, and do the vegetable garden again to cool the soil off. But for now, I'm done. So now I shall reward myself with a little indoor time, yay! And some laundry folding. Never a dull moment. It's 6:34 p.m. So I've been up now for 13.5 hours, and I'm nearly at the end of my outside day. It's starting to cool off and there's a nice breeze here. So it's time for my evening rounds with the animals. I've already fed the sheep a couple of times, and I'm cooling down my veggie patch. So I'm just making the sheep's breakfast for tomorrow morning, because as you saw this morning, I have to get up when it's dark. So I'm putting in a spoon of bicarb. This is to stop my sheep from getting bloat or acidosis, because sheep are piggies. And it just helps with that. A scoop of dolomite, because we are in a drought year and I have calcium deficient soils. That doesn't help my animals to take in magnesium. They can become magnesium deficient, as I found out with my ewes that I lost. So I'm just adding, this works out to be about half a tablespoon of dolomite. Every second day I alternate either with anatone mineral supplement in their water or biowormer. Tomorrow is biowormer day. Biowormer is a certified organic compound, and it actually helps. It's a fungus that actually helps kill worms inside the gut of the sheep. So it actually works on a paddock level on reducing your worm numbers. So you go off the size of your largest sheep. I have 3. So that means basically that I need to fill right up to the 200 mark for my biowormer. And now I'm going to go and fill the bucket with hay, and then I'll come back to top up with lucerne, because I don't want them eating the lucerne first in the morning. That can cause the bloat. So I'm going to put the hay in first. So we go through a 5-foot round of hay about once every month and a half. Hay is the one thing that I don't have on a closed loop here on the property. On 1 acre, it's just not big enough for me to produce my own hay. You need a lot more acreage to be able to do that. So I buy this from friends of mine who are regen farmers. So I know they don't use sprays, and that's where I get my hay from. So I'm just going to put this back on the chair. And before I take it back, let's go and check on the chickens and lock them up for the night. Hey guys, how you doing? You gonna go to bed? So I've got some cheeky chicks. The chicks, unfortunately, because the mosquitoes are bad at this time of year, they have all had fowl pox, which is a bit like chicken pox for chickens. So you can see they have like lumps. These lumps actually covered the eyes on 2 of the chicks, and I had to hand feed and look after them. But as you can see, Honey here now has got one eye back. The other eye is still covered, but no eyes is very dangerous because she can't see predators or anything like that. So we'll just check. So 7 chicks. Are you sitting on the wormwood? That's very cheeky. I grow wormwood in my enclosures. The chickens are able to self-medicate. Wormwood's an anti-parasitic plant, so it's fabulous to have in chicken areas. So anti-lice, anti-worm, it's a really good one. I've never had to worm my chickens. These are my big guys. It's been a hot day, isn't it? We're missing one. Who hasn't gone to bed yet? Is that you, Owen? Come on. We need to go to bed. Come on. Let's go to bed. Move over, Gimli. Oh, bedtime. Okay. 10 beautiful girls. And 9 beautiful girls and 1 boy. Sorry, Bandit. Okay, everyone still has water in here for tomorrow. Chickies have water. Good night, cheeky chicks. Good night, honey. You're looking much better today. Hey, Mummy, take them all to bed. Good little chickies. So fowl pox is once your birds have had it, those that survive usually have lifelong immunity to it. Mum hen, she had it when she was a baby, just not as young as these ones, but these are my first broody ones hatched in a long time, and I've never had any at this time of year, so that's probably why it ended up the way it did. I'll see you all tomorrow. 42 tomorrow, guys. I wish I had better news. Goes up on the night. Oh, Pinky and Turkey, our resident pink and grey galahs are visiting the bird feeder. We made a feed and water station for our parrots and birds that live here. They're doing it tough in this drought weather too, aren't you, Pinky and Turkey? Yeah. Don't mind me, I'm just locking up all the animals for the night. You do your thing. Really quiet sheep. I've topped up their water, topped up their food. Hopefully now they'll just finish this and go to bed. And tomorrow we'll be moving in for the next paddock. Hey guys, it's been a hot day, hasn't it? Hey Tara, hey Ray. Hey Roopity Roop. What a hot day. Have you just inhaled your dinner? Cheeky boy. See you in the morning. Be nice and quiet, not too early, Rupert. At least after 5. And I won't forget you. Good night, guys. Enjoy cooling off a little bit tonight. Another hot day tomorrow. Black and red cockatoos. right at the top of the liquid amber trees there. Looks like that's where they're going to spend their night. Chewing nuts and making more mess for Izzy to pick up tomorrow and feed the sheep. I do love them though. I'll forgive them a bit of mess. Good night everyone. Sleep tight. Night Pinky, night Perky. Night.